back to the podcast, nerds. Thanks for joining us this evening. I am Larry Brantley. That is Micah Donahoe.
Greetings, programs.
And that's Brent Williams.
Hola.
And we are the Nerdherfers. We are three middle-aged guys who enjoy cigars and whiskey and all the nerdy shit we loved when we were kids. And oh my gosh, are we getting into it this evening. Hey, if you're not currently part of the Nerdherfer Nation, shame on you, first of all. But second of all, it's so easy to get with the program. All you have to do is go out to nerdherfers.com, hit the subscribe button. That's going to clue you in on when we got a new episode dropping. We have got a merch store. We have got... we're partnered with Cigars International. Yes, I did hit my mic. Everyone knows it. I hit my mic. We're partnered with Cigars International. So every cigar that we review on the program, you can go out and get those through our website if you're into cigars. And if you're not, you should probably get into cigars because they're really good. Here's how the show works. Every week, one of us brings a cigar for us to review. One of us brings a bottle of whiskey that we are going to also review. And one of us brings the topic of conversation that we are going to nerd into the ground. And we have got a really good one for the holiday season. These guys are already laughing. I don't even know.
Micah, it's like...
I'm excited.
He's over the top already.
I don't know why.
He's very excited. So we're gonna trust me, we're going to exploit that excitement earlier. But before we do any of that, we have a segment on this show that we do every week that we like to call Nerd News. It is last week's Nerd News. Today, he's laughing about something totally unrelated to whatever.
All the things.
We had a conversation like 5 minutes ago. He's just now thinking it's funny, so pay no attention. But anyway, we're going to the studio to our anchor person, Brent Williams, who is our he is our purveyor of all things nerd news. And Brent, what have you got for us this week?
Well, our first news story comes from a listener.
Oh,
it was suggested by a listener.
Okay.
Chris. Yes. Thank you very much, Chris.
Chris?
This is really cool.
Thanks, Chris.
So there's a company called Final Spark, and what they've done is they have lab-grown brain cells. They're called organoids.
Organoids? That is an animated series.
That is. It is. It's a Hanna-Barbera
It's
series.
time for organoids. And we're zany to the north.
They developed what they call a wetware platform, right? And basically what it
There's
is...
a joke here.
Yeah. Just let me get through this, okay?
Sorry.
So they've grown these brain cells. They've grown these brain cells from stem cells, right? And they've hooked it into a virtual reality. And that brain actually controls a butterfly, and you can go online and you can interact with this. It's really cool. And so basically what it is the brain becomes like a switch, basically. Based on the inputs, it decides whether or not the butterfly flies in a straight line, or
like
does
a choose your own adventure kind of thing?
Well, not really, because there's only one option. There's two options.
So yes, but no.
It's either the butterfly flies in a straight line or flies in like a jaggedy pattern or whatever. But anyway, it's really cool because you go online and you interact with this, and the brain decides based on your inputs how to control the butterfly.
Wait, the brain decides based on your brain or
your inputs, right? Because you can go online and you can interact with this brain organoid. Yeah, it's really cool.
But basically the options are straight line or zigzag.
Yeah, it's basic because this is new technology, right? So it's basically what they're calling like a neural network, right?
Okay.
Yeah. So it's like an amalgam of computers and organic tissue.
I still feel like if we just came up tonight with a theme song for organoids.
It's time for organoids.
Yeah,
I mean, I'm going to call that a win right there.
Yeah. We could sell it to them and they'd be happy with it. All right. Okay, organoids. So what else you got?
All right. In another episode of What the Heck Are They Thinking? So we had an episode where we talked about horror movies, right?
Yeah. Yes.
And one of the reasons they're so prevalent is because they're so cheap to make.
True. Yeah.
There's a new movie coming out. Oh, and we talked about, Winnie the Pooh and all that, how they made
those.
Yes.
And the Banana Splits, how they turned that.
Yes.
Okay, the latest installment of the What the Heck Are They Thinking horror movie, Popeye the Slayer Man.
Oh my God.
Give it to me.
Seriously?
Popeye the Slayer Man.
Popeye the Slayer Man.
Oh my gosh.
Is this in production?
It's in production right now.
Thank the maker.
Yeah. There's actually a trailer. You can go online and see a
Oh
trailer.
no.
of it.
Seriously?
Yeah, and it's a dude, and he's all, jacked up with the forearms and stuff, and he's just all pissed off.
We all know how he got those forearms.
He was like a mascot for a spinach company or something.
Oh my God.
And they shut down, and he's pissed off about it.
So happy about this.
So he's killing people because he's mad.
Let's kill.
Popeye the Slayer
Okay,
Man.
this is really, really cool.
Okay.
In Manchester, England, it's where
Manchester.
Manchester. It's where Manchester. It's where that's more Liverpool, isn't it?
It is more
Manchester.
Liverpudlian.
Liverpudlian.
It's Manchester.
Anyway, in Manchester, England, they're going to debut a new live interactive Pac-Man game where there is a Pac-Man field and there are projections and you wear this little vest that has a Pac-Man on it and you run around trying to eat the dots and avoid the monsters.
The ghosts?
Yeah, the ghosts, yeah.
Pacu.
So it's like
mean,
on a
how cool is
on a
that?
soccer pitch. You have to
No,
like,
no,
run
it's not
around?
soccer. It's like an indoor thing and it's like a digital landscape thing and you go in, there's projections. So it's kind of like a
So
like
it's
a,
Pac-Man in real life.
yeah,
you
it's
get
like
to play
Pac-Man in real life.
Pac-Man
You
and
get-
then eat
you get-
people on the
you-
field?
You get to be Pac-Man.
Oh.
Yeah.
I'm not that fast. I'm not that fast.
Is that the Squirrely Dan thing again?
Well, too fat to run.
Pretty much.
I would never get that. Yeah, I would
It's
never.
like you're
be good at
gassed after
that.
the first 10
I would
seconds.
watch that. I would go to the stadium and watch that game
it's like,
being played.
It's like I have a story about this. So many years ago, when I was in my 40s, which is probably the best shape I've ever been in.
I love that he said many years ago.
Many
when
years
I was
ago.
Is
in
that
my
like
40s.
20, 30 years
Yeah,
ago?
like 50 years ago.
All right, gotcha.
Off child.
Like 100 years ago. I went and I decided I was going to play indoor soccer. Right.
Okay.
So in
I
case
need
you
to
don't-
hear this.
In case you don't know, in indoor soccer, there's no out of bounds. The game
Right.
just keeps going.
It's like rollerball,
Right.
but whatever.
So my very first game of indoor soccer, I go and I do my stretches and everything. I'm all good to go. And we start playing. I get out on the field and I'm running around. And man, all of a sudden I'm just like gassed. It's like I can't take another step. What the heck? I mean, this game has to be almost over. I looked up. We were 2 minutes into the game. I'm like, I think I need to work on my cardio.
Hey, Zombieland
What
taught
was
us
I
anything.
thinking?
That's right. Cardio,
Double tap.
double tap. That's
Bad decisions made while under the influence of alcohol.
it.
That's
I
right.
get it. Yeah.
right. Anyway, that's all I have.
And that is
Yes.
it for this week's edition of Nerd News. Thank you so much, Brent. We always appreciate
By the
that.
way, I want to point out how efficient that was.
It's so efficient.
We're 7 minutes into the episode.
know, right?
And we're already done with the nerd news.
Yes.
That's
Yeah.
amazing. That is
Mostly because
amazing.
Micah didn't have a lot to say.
That's true.
Yeah.
No stories. I'm sorry. No stories and no.
Wait, I've got a story. No, I don't. No, I don't.
and no 10-minute lead ups into the story.
Yes. The preamble to the story is often what
I
kills
didn't
us
prep
on
a good
time.
dad joke for this one.
Oh my God. Okay, so basically this is how the show works. You already know: cigars, whiskey, topic. And this week, cigars were
Me.
Micah.
Yeah.
Jeez, I was like, wait. Oh, wait, that's me.
yeah, that is Q. Don't miss your Q.
All right.
What do you got, buddy?
I've got something that is not an all the time thing. And the only reason I say
Every
that,
freaking show.
Yeah. Oh no, it's every show.
and the only reason
Every
I say
show.
that, the only reason I say that is because I went into the shop today and I was looking for something special, and then I came across it on the shelf.
First of all, I'm sorry to interrupt here. I love how we always wait till the last minute to buy cigars. Oh, we're recording tonight? I need to go get cigars.
Now sometimes
That is true, actually.
Now sometimes I will triple stock so that I can prepare for future episodes. But this time I got a new job. Yay me. And I was so excited, but then I didn't realize that I hadn't gone and got cigars. Because what I did was, and if anybody's listened to the show before, is that I picked up I found a box of Dad's Home Movies
Yes.
Right? We saw that.
that
Yep.
we did in a previous episode, and I loved it so much that I picked up a box of it. I totally forgot to pick up cigars for the show. So I got this.
You had to
and
go
I'm-
back.
I know. I'm looking in my stash, and I'm like, oh my gosh, we've smoked all this.
All of this.
before.
Yes.
By stash, he means that only box of Dad's Home Movies cigars.
I've got two. I got two humidors at home. One that stocks flavored related cigars, and the others are not flavored cigars.
Sorry.
No, that's all
sorry.
good.
Was that my opinion coming out? I'm so sorry.
That's my.
Larry's phlegm is already
No, it contains my tasty bitches. I've got a variety of tasty bitches in there, and then I've got from Faustino's cigars. I've got the chocolates, which I haven't brought. I haven't brought to the.
You haven't brought in?
I haven't brought in.
What happened was
What happened was?
Here's what the Happy Haps was. No, I have never brought the chocolates because we would smoke them in 10 minutes. So I apologize. I did not bring those. So today, as a not all the time cigar, I saw these on the shelf and I saw these and I was like, oh my gosh, these look fantastic. $17 a cigar though. So
So not an all the time
not
thing.
an all the time cigar. All right. So here's what I got.
It tells you how middle class we are.
We're shooting for that upper echelon. We're just not there yet.
$17 a cigar. Holy
Give us a minute.
Yeah.
All right, so get this. I have the Diesel Whiskey Row Founders Collection Toro.
That's a lot of words.
That's a
It
lot of
is.
words.
It is. Passing that down.
Okay,
yes, but
there
I
we
will
go.
gladly accept.
Yeah, exactly.
All right.
Oh my goodness.
All right, so get this. Rabbit Hole and AJ Fernandez have collaborated
Oh,
to create
I love
this
AJ.
blend.
You said
Love
the magic
AJ
words.
Fernandez.
Yep. The cigar was released in preparation of the Kentucky Derby and features
The
a
Kentucky Derby?
The Kentucky Derby.
Everybody, this is the drunk episode.
Hang on. Hang on. Before we go any
Held
further.
on.
Before we go any further, I do need to point this out. So when we get together to record, we actually do 2 episodes at a time. This is the second episode, which means we've already been through one really good cigar and one really good bottle of whiskey.
Shown up.
So what's happening now is the inhibitions are gone. There's so many bleeps coming in this episode. It's going to be fine. But yeah, this is the no inhibitions version of Nerd Herfers.
Yeah.
Please
Yep.
continue.
All right. The cigar was released in preparation of the Kentucky.
Actually thought about it.
He was focusing on it.
About it. Kentucky. The Kentucky Derby.
He's snorting. Oh, okay.
Kentucky.
Hold.
My
And-
old Kentucky home.
Daniel Boone was from Kentucky, right?
He was.
I may have to take a pee break in a minute. All right.
Oh,
Kentucky.
he was from Lexington, Kentucky.
Kentucky Derby and features a binder aged in Rabbit Hole Founders Collection Boxer Grail rye casks.
Oh, okay.
This has a wrapper of Connecticut broadleaf.
okay.
Go on.
Ooh, you got my attention.
I know. Binder is Nicaraguan Habano.
Nicaraguan,
And the filler
which is oddly
is
enough is a
Nicaraguan
suburb of
Habano.
Kentucky.
Yes, it's a suburb. It's right outside the main part of Kentucky.
Guys, I don't even know if we're going to get through this one. All right. The binder and the filler are both Nicaraguan Habano. And the wrapper is Connecticut broadleaf.
Connecticut broadleaf,
You know what?
which is right next to Kentucky, if you're wondering.
Micah,
If you look at it on
Micah,
a map.
what did you have for breakfast?
Breakfast.
I have tacos.
Back set. Breakfast back set.
Breakfast tacos.
It smells really good.
Yeah?
Yeah, I'm on the cold draw and I'm liking it.
All right.
It's really good. I love when you can you can look at the wrapper and you just tell how oily it is.
So what's interesting about this is Micah, is that a little bit of a box press?
Well, no,
I don't
not
think
on
so.
mine.
I don't think so.
I mean,
Okay.
I actually see the press that you're talking about.
You see it, right?
Yeah, we've got curvage on 2
I think
sides.
that's just the line from the mold is what that is.
Might be.
I'm thinking they put it in the cigar box.
Because
and
our
just pushed
previous
it down
episode,
too far.
yeah, our previous episode we did a cigar that was the Belgian Blue that was an actual box press.
Yeah.
and the draw was good, but not. This is actually an easier draw on this cigar.
Oh, perfect band
Oh
release.
wow. Yeah, that's great. Oh yeah, you gotta get this bottom band off before you can win.
So this is from Diesel, right?
Yes.
All right, I'm gonna fire this one up.
That's nice.
I can't get my bottom band off.
Wait, have you done the cold draw?
I did.
We just did.
Was I listening?
Probably not.
There's a difference between listening and paying attention.
Ah, I got a good V cut on that one. Hell yeah.
Oh man.
Toast.
All right, so on the cold draw for me, I know you guys are firing already, but cold draw for me is cocoa, definitely dark chocolate, spices, black currant.
I'm getting almost like a stout,
Yeah, right?
like a Guinness or a Bamish, like a. There's just a little bit of bitter on the end of the finish. that's very pleasant that reminds me of a good stout.
Yeah, I totally get that actually.
Talk about that draw.
Yeah, that's a great draw.
Boy, talk about get what you pay for.
Well, you better. Oh my gosh, that's really good. You know what's funny? I've never had a diesel cigar before.
I don't think I have
Never.
either, actually.
Never.
And a collaboration with Rabbit Hole too. But but isn't Rabbit Hole a distillery?
I think it is.
Well, who owns Diesel? AJ Fernandez owns Diesel?
No, they're collaborating with AJ.
collaboration.
Oh, okay.
That means that, so in most collabs with AJ, that means that AJ rolled the cigar. The blend was done by Diesel. They figured that out. And then AJ actually made the cigar because AJ's really good
very
at
nice.
making
Thank
cigars.
you. Yeah.
That
Love
is
this.
very
This is so
nice.
good.
Peppery, peppery, definitely an unsweetened cocoa.
I'm getting pepper on the front, which is unusual. It's really good.
There's a lingering pepper feel on the mouth. On the mouth feel, like after you've exhaled.
Oh, yeah, it stays.
Like
Yeah.
tingly,
Yeah.
tingly pepper.
Oh, and do the retrohale, man. It'll be in your nose.
Oh, here we go.
That is very good. All right, so tell us again what this cigar is.
This,
Oh yeah,
The Diesel.
that's a great retro.
it's a really long name.
I'm getting just a little bit of licorice on the back end.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think
Just
that
like a
anise-
slight bit of anise.
anise,
that
yeah.
dried,
which is kind of
yeah.
pleasant to me.
That
Yeah.
dried fruit. Yeah, this
Yeah.
is the Diesel Whiskey Row Founders Collection.
Oh,
so
my
the
gosh.
thing that I found out is that there are variations on the Whiskey Row line.
So is it
but
like-
this one in particular is the Founders Collection.
So is it aged in whiskey barrels or anything like that? I mean,
Not
where's the
according
whiskey?
to what I've read?
Where's the whiskey part?
Oh
of the
wait,
name
wait,
come
wait,
from?
wait, wait, wait! And the binder is aged in the Rabbit Hole Founders Collection of Box Grail Rye casks.
Yeah,
So
you
yes,
said that. You said that.
distillery.
That's where the peppery's coming from.
Yep.
then.
Yeah.
100%.
Yep. Yep.
Yeah.
That rye. Oh.
Oh man, this is actually
good.
really good. I'm enjoying this. Well,
Wow.
we need something to drink with this, and I think Brent, it's your turn to give us the bottle. So hit us.
Okay.
Bring
I-
it.
I've never tried this, but I'm so excited about it because
when he says that.
I love the story.
Oh, story time.
It is
Okay.
story time.
So this gentleman, I'm going to call him a gentleman because I never knew him. He was born to a single mother right before the Great Depression. He served in World War II. He led a 12-man rifleman team. He got a Bronze Star and a Purple Heart. And so he was injured because he got the Purple Heart. So he came home and he started distilling whiskey in Alabama.
In Alabama.
Oh wow.
He soon earned the reputation of the most wanted moonshiner in Alabama. Oh. Some say the entire United States. Matter of fact, he was so good at it, he spent 8 months in a federal penitentiary.
That's my man right
That's right.
there.
Whoa.
And then he was released and went right back to distilling whiskey.
There's a
right?
story and a story in that one.
Yeah.
But wait, this is post-prohibition, is it not?
It
Because you said he served in World War II
yeah,
and then
but still,
started distilling whiskey.
but still moonshine. You can still moonshine. It
Fair.
just means you're not legal.
right.
So the reason I loved this, and I wanted to try this whiskey is because I love the story. Basically, he stuck it to the man for 55 years because their tagline is distilled since 1946, legal since 2001.
Oh, man. Okay.
So I give to you the Clyde Mays
Oh,
Alabama style whiskey.
okay.
Oh.
Yeah.
So I've had a Clyde Mays bottle before,
Me
but
too.
not this one.
All right.
No, I haven't had this one either.
So here we go. Ready?
Do it. Do it. Oh,
Yes.
All right.
Nicely
Let me,
done.
let me do
Best
some pours here.
sound in the
Nicely
world.
done. All right. So Brent is now doing the pours, as you do.
Mike, I see how I started with you.
Yeah. Yeah.
You could pass that to anyone.
Yeah, but he's going to pass it.
Oh, my
wow. Wow. He wants you to die tonight.
We could-
That's what that
we
is.
could, we
Either
put
that
some-
or he's trying to get me into bed.
Just get halfway through that, maybe. Just get halfway through that. Just get halfway through it, and then we'll put some ice in it.
Maybe.
Oh, Wayne!
Wayne! Wayne!
I think he can make me switch sides. To which side? Catholicism.
Does it feel like it's getting hot in here?
It's warm in here.
Take off all my clothes.
All right, here we go. On the nose. What
What's
we
the
got?
proof?
I think it's like 87.
Okay.
I'm sorry,
nose.
85. 85.
Good nose, caramel vanilla.
Nice color.
Yeah.
I'm getting some sort of creme brulee, sort of like burnt sugar on the top.
Oh, pretty legs.
Yeah.
Oh, look. Oh, my God. You guys can't see this, but I don't know if you...
Oh, no. Yeah.
I did a hard swirl, and oh, my gosh.
Yeah, it's got tons of legs.
Look at that.
Micah's really good at Twister. Yeah. When he does the hard swirl, the game is over. That's
All
all
right,
I'm
here we
saying.
go. On the palate.
All right.
Ooh.
No ethanol at all.
Yeah, that's very smooth.
Very smooth.
Butterscotch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's only aged, I think, 4 years, too, in American oak.
Butterscotch. I could immediately come up with a cocktail for this.
Oh, you're right.
This would make a
is-
great old-fashioned, I think.
It
Yeah,
would.
it would.
I agree with you. It would.
Butterscotch all the way.
Oh,
I have no other notes.
That's really tasty. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I get that.
Woo! Well done, sir.
Yeah.
Thank
cheers
you.
to you.
Thank you,
All
Clyde
right.
Mays. Yeah.
So we've got this Diesel Whiskey Row, which is just phenomenal. I'm just getting started with it, and I love it.
Yeah.
We got this great Clyde Mays. Is it a bourbon or just a whiskey?
It's a bourbon.
Okay. And now it's my turn to come up with the topic. This is the holiday season, as you know. And I want to throw out, Gen Xers will know these names. I want to throw out two names to you tonight. Arthur Rankin Jr. and Jules Bass. Also known as Rankin-Bass Productions.
Do you hear the jingle bells in the background?
You can, absolutely. So...
and twitchy movements that freak you right out.
Twitchy movements that freak you out. So Rankin-Bass was the production company that created all of the stop motion animation specials for holidays that we remember as Gen Xers from childhood. The company was founded in 1960 by Arthur Rankin Jr. and Jules Bass. It was originally called Videocraft International. This was actually one of the first American companies, production companies, that would outsource their animation work to Japan. And in particular, there was a stop motion company in Japan called MOM Productions, run by a guy named Tadahito Mochinaga, that created these little wooden characters. Now, a lot of people mistakenly call these claymation. Claymation came later. This was stop motion animation, and the figures that they created were made out of wood, not clay.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. And there were some very famous actors of the 60s, 70s, and 80s who lent their voices to these productions as it became more and more popular.
Burl Ives.
Burl Ives,
Yep.
Billy May Richards, who was the voice of Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, Danny Thomas,
Yep.
Tennessee Ernie Ford, Greer Garson, who is a British-American actor who actually has a theater named for her on the campus of SMU, Jose Ferrer, Jimmy Durante,
Yep.
Jackie Vernon, Shirley Booth, who we all knew as Hazel
Yeah.
from the
Yep.
sitcom, Mickey Rooney, Ethel Merman, Buddy Hackett,
Yep.
Angela Lansbury, all lent their voices to these. So a lot of people don't realize just how prolific Rankin and Bass Productions were with the holiday specials throughout the 60s, 70s, and early 80s. So I'm just going to very quickly give you a rundown of all of the stop motion animation and 2D regular traditional animation that they did in this time. Ready? Here we go. Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, 1964. The Cricket on the Hearth, 1967. The Little Drummer Boy, 1968. Frosty the Snowman animation, 1969. Santa Claus is Coming to Town, 1970. 'Twas the Night Before Christmas, also animation, 1974. The Year Without a Santa Claus, 1974. 1975, The First Christmas, the story of the first Christmas snow. By the way, if you're ever going to rewatch that one, drop some acid first. I'm just saying.
Absolutely.
Definitely do that. 1976 was a huge year for Rankin-Bass. They did, in order, Frosty's Winter Wonderland, Rudolph's Shiny New Year, The Little Drummer Boy Book 2, because there were so many unanswered questions from the first one, apparently.
Where do you get that drum?
Yeah, exactly. 1977, here's one you may not remember, Nestor the Long-Eared Christmas Donkey.
I totally remember that one. I totally remember that
The
one.
that a
Stingiest
porno?
Man
No.
in Town, 1978, which was based on A Christmas Carol by C.S. Lewis. C.S. Lewis, right? No, not C.S. Lewis. Lewis Carroll.
C.S.
There was a bunch of carols back then. Jack Frost, 1979. Rudolph and Frosty's Christmas in July, 1979. Pinocchio's Christmas, 1980. The Leprechaun's Christmas Gold, 1981.
Was that a horror movie?
It probably was. The Life and Adventures of Santa Claus, 1985, which just happened to be the last stop-motion production in 1985 that Rankin-Bass ever did.
Really?
Yes. And so, like, these guys, basically, if you're a Gen Xer, they created
This is your childhood.
the holidays
right
for
This
you.
is your childhood.
So we're going to get into some of these tonight. Many of them you will remember. Some of them you may have never heard of in that list, but we're going to talk about them tonight. So here's what I want to know from you guys. Can you remember, as kids, the first Rankin-Bass holiday special you ever saw? What was it?
Rudolph
the Red-Nosed Reindeer?
Rudolph.
Yeah.
Yeah, 100%.
And so our last episode, we actually did, we covered a show called Letterkenny, and they actually did a riff. Do you remember when the Christmas episode where they did a riff on Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, where they were where it was like the most like unpolitic, non-politically correct special to ever be done.
Wait, Letterkenny?
Because like Santa made him think that his nose made him sick and whatever, but then he has the audacity to make him like drive a sleigh around the world with his red nose that he was shunning for 3/4 of the special.
That's right. Yep. He was gaslighting him.
He was gaslighting Rudolph, man.
So, one thing you may not know about Rankin-Bass is they were actually acquired by Warner Brothers in 2001, right?
Well, they technically went defunct in the 80s.
Yeah.
So Rankin-Bass.
That's true.
So the Warner Brothers bought the IP.
Right.
Yeah, because Rankin-Bass as a company didn't exist anymore.
So the influence of Rankin-Bass, again, this is our childhood, right? Every holiday season, you look forward to watching these on TV when you were a kid. But their legacy, their influence. I mean, if you watch Elf, which is a great Christmas movie, by the way, you see all the claymation stuff when he's walking through the winter.
Stop motion animation.
Stop motion animation. Yeah, sorry.
Wasn't clay.
I'm sorry. I keep saying claymation. I think that's a generic term they've applied to that.
I agree. But as a nerd, I feel like it's important to distinguish the difference because they literally hand carve these wooden dolls in Japan.
But so you talked earlier about some of the animation companies. So they were one of the first American companies to use Japanese companies for animation.
Yeah, they use Toei, they use MOM.
They use another company called Topcraft.
Topcraft, yeah.
Okay, now, Topcraft had some employees that went on to form their own production company once they left, which was called Studio Ghibli.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh.
And, of course, one of those was Hayazaki. What's his name? I've had too much whiskey. I can't think of his name.
It should be in your notes.
It's in my notes.
Can you read your notes?
Yes. Here it is. I found it.
Question, right?
Hayao Miyazaki.
Yeah, Hayao Miyazaki. Okay.
Yes. Which went on to form Studio Ghibli, which, of course, makes some of the greatest anime of all time.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So I thought that was really cool.
Yeah, absolutely.
But also, did you know Micah? They did some animation.
Oh, talk to me.
And they produced a couple of shows that you have talked about many times that we all love. One of those was called Thunder.
Thundercats.
Ho! And the other was called Silverhawks.
No shit.
Yep.
Really?
Yep. They did Silverhawks.
Oh my gosh! You prepared this episode just to make me do this.
The legacy reaches back.
Oh my gosh.
We just want to see
and
your
it
mind
reaches
explode.
forward, actually.
Silverhawks has a very special place in my heart.
Yep.
So I
Had
want to
all the
know.
toys.
So, first of all, I have to get this out of the way straight out. So I have a 21-year-old daughter, and when she was, 7 or 8, I decided as a good dad, I'm going to introduce her to the holiday specials of my childhood. I'm like, okay, it's Rankin-Bass, right? It's Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. It's Year Without a Santa Claus. It's Snow Miser, Heat Miser, all that stuff. So I sat her down, and most of the Rankin-Bass stop motion animation stuff originally in the 60s and early 70s aired on NBC, and then later they went to CBS.
Well, they've been on every major
they have.
every major network actually.
But they started on NBC, then they moved to CBS.
Rudolph is coming back to NBC.
He is
this
coming
year.
back to NBC.
Yeah.
Yep.
So I was like, oh, I'm so excited to share this with my daughter. This was a very important piece of my childhood.
So
And
glad I
sat her
subscribed
down.
to Peacock.
Sat her down, and I'm like, oh, baby girl, I'm just so excited for you to watch this. And so we watched Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, and can I tell you, it terrified the absolute shit out of her.
As an adult?
No, as a 6 or 7-year-old girl.
Not an active listener.
Because, thanks, Micah. You're
Thanks, Micah.
zero help at all in this conversation. But
there for you.
she was terrified by the way they moved, right?
Yeah.
It just freaked her the hell out. Like, long before we got to the Abominable Snowman
That's
on the
what I
Island
was
of
just
Misfit
thinking.
Toys.
Yeah.
No, it was Santa Claus.
Wow.
It was Rudolph who
Wow.
terrified her
Yep.
just because of the way they moved. And
And you had to shut it off because...
I'm not. I did. I had
You
to
had to
shut down.
shut it off
She
because,
was
like, we haven't
crying.
even
I'm not
made it
even
to the
making this up,
Abominable
dude.
Snowman.
She was bawling. She was like, "Dad, turn it off! Why are you oh my god, it's so bad!" I was like, So I did. I shut it down. I'm like, "Baby, what's wrong? What? They It's the way they move. It's so bad. It's so scary.
It's a cartoon.
And then she had nightmares for days. For days after.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, man. Because, there's those moments where you feel like, yeah, I'm passing this on. I'm
That's
being a
right.
good parent.
Yep.
And you realize you totally screwed the pooch. You're just like, oh, God damn it. Now, how am I going to undo this? Like, there's not enough therapy.
My passing the legacy moment was when I first introduced my kids to Brandon Tartakovsky's version of the Clone Wars.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So there you go.
Yeah.
You get it.
I did it right. They didn't move funny in that one.
No.
Fair.
They moved
Very-
exceptionally well. in
Wait,
that
was
one.
that the one that was done in the Samurai Jack style?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. Brandon Tartakovsky. He did. What was that? Dexter's Laboratory.
Yeah.
Powerpuff
Yeah.
Girls.
Powerpuff Girls, all that
I
stuff, yeah.
actually worked for him.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, when I was in New York, when I lived in New York, I did. I was what they call a toolbox guy. So I did episodes of Powerpuff Girls, Samurai Jack, Dexter's Lab.
Hanging out with Tara?
Always no.
Oh.
Well, no, because when you're a voice actor, you work in a vacuum, so you don't do like ensemble
that's
style.
true. Yeah.
So it'd be like
You're not
my
like holding
time.
hands while you're recording your
No,
episode.
you're not doing any of that. But I just remember feeling like, oh my God, like she hates this stuff. And to this day, we literally. So she asked me, we're recording tonight, and she asked me before I came over, what's the subject tonight? And I told her, and she's like, Dad. No, I still. She still won't watch them.
You give her a glass of this Clyde Maze, and then you let her watch that show.
That's
you know
what you
what?
do
I
to
don't
an 8-year-old.
disagree with
That's
you.
what
Now
you do.
she's a young woman who isn't so much into alcohol as she is into gummies.
Oh,
So I might literally go home tonight and say, hey, hit a couple of those Delta 8s and let's watch Rudolph.
I'm gonna have to get your daughter and my daughter together.
Yes,
it'll be
absolutely.
so much better.
It'll be so much
it'll be
better.
so much better.
But
Yeah.
So my favorite scene of any of the Rankin-Bass, absolutely, is in one of the specials they did called Year Without Santa Claus, and it was Snow Miser and Heat Miser.
Oh, absolutely, 100%.
Literally one of the greatest musical numbers of all
I'm
time.
Mr. Heat Miser.
Yes!
I'm Mr. Sun.
Yeah,
yeah.
we're recording this on the 25th of November. So tomorrow, my whole family and I, because all the kids are back in town from college, we are going to see Wicked, the movie.
Okay.
Now,
Got tickets for next week.
the very first Broadway musical that I took my daughter to when she was 10 was Wicked, the musical.
Really?
And that was when she decided, Dad, I want to be in this world somehow. I don't care if it's on stage or writing the
Oh, I love
scripts or
that.
whatever. I want to be in this world.
love
Like
that.
because we had really good seats, and we were literally halfway through the first act when she leaned over. My 10-year-old daughter leaned over and goes, "This is what I'm gonna do."
Yeah.
And she didn't say it like, "I'd like to try this." She said it like, "Call off the dogs. The search is over. I found what I want to do."
Awesome.
And
By
so
the way,
she's.
I was going to include this in Nerd News, but I forgot. But did you see where they did the recall of all the Wicked toys?
Yes! Yes! Oh my God! Tell the viewers
Yes.
in case they
Oh
don't
my
know.
God.
So the
good.
website they put on the toy boxes
Was wicked.com.
wicked.com, which actually led to a porno site.
Yes! They didn't do Wicked the movie. They did Wicked.com. And
what is QA? I don't understand.
Kids throughout the universe were like, I don't think this is the thing. What
my
does
education
DP
level has
mean?
gone
I
through
don't
the roof.
understand. Yeah. Oh, it's so bad.
Now I know what Wicked is.
Yeah. Now you know. But my daughter was like in that moment, that was like she found her calling, and she's pursued it ever since. She's going to be, she is a senior at Pace University in New York City. She's a writer. She's unbelievably talented. And so tomorrow we're going to see the film version of Wicked, and yet I can't get her to watch some of my favorite specials from childhood.
I'll tell you what, when you guys go see
terrified.
Wicked tomorrow, before you leave, you're going to talk about the first third of the cigar.
Oh,
Man,
bless America! You are so good at the lead-in.
He's good at the lead-in.
Oh
Yeah,
my
so let's
gosh.
talk about that.
I wish I was as cool as you.
We'll never be as cool.
Never as cool as Brent.
We'll try. We'll aspire.
Yeah.
We'll never get
But
there.
we will fail.
There's a lot of meth involved.
Miserable.
A lot of what?
A lot of meth.
By the way, the other thing we do in Hoopty Studios.
It's methamphetamine.
Oh, yeah. We didn't say from Hoop to Studio.
So, yeah. If you've ever seen Breaking Bad, that's what we do here.
I have an RV parked out front.
Are you kidding? He does this in the garage and doesn't blow up.
That's right.
Yeah. So first third, boys.
Ah,
Oh, here we go.
I'm getting some dried fruit.
Yeah.
There's,
Yeah. Right on the finish.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely.
I can't quite identify it. You know, a lot of the times.
You know what? Apricot. That's what I'm getting.
You know what? You're right.
You know what he almost said, right? He almost said,
You're fracking right.
You're
ready to
fracking
bleep
right.
it. You're right.
Yes, if anybody's actually curious,
Ooh,
and I don't-
anytime I say,
Yeah.
you know what I'm about to say.
Yeah. And I don't consume a lot of apricot, but I do understand what you're saying
Yeah,
right there.
I do.
It's
Yeah.
slightly tart,
Slightly tart, but a little bit of sweet.
but
Yeah.
but some
yeah, but not overpowering. Not like like a flavored cigar would be, but it's just a smidge of sweet. But that is definitely apricot.
All right, so let's talk about
It is scratched.
let's talk about some more Rankin-Bass stuff, you boys. So they not only did the stop motion animation, which was Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, and by the way, there were several franchises within the Rankin-Bass. So they did several Rudolphs. They did a few Frosties. They did Little Drummer Boy Parts 1 and 2.
Well, they did other stuff. Like, wasn't there one called like Monsterama or something?
Yes,
like that?
there was,
Yeah.
actually.
Oh,
Yeah, so they did stuff outside of the holiday specials. But the holiday specials is what we're kind of talking about.
Yeah.
So Year Without Santa Claus had my favorite musical number of ever, Snow Miser, Heat Miser.
Yep.
I will freely admit, within Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, the first time I saw the Abominable Snowman, he maybe scared a little bit of pee out of me. I'm just...
Even more than the Aliens movie.
Yeah. Yeah.
His jerky movements, I mean, it really sent me to a professional.
I'm in therapy to this day. Yeah. Cotton should move that way.
Should not. That was good.
I remember as a kid, like the minute they started showing commercials for those, I was like, yes, that is what my life is about at this moment. And I loved those things. I watched them just like, I recorded them. Like, I think we talked about one time about how we used to record like off the radio and stuff.
Yep.
Yeah.
I used to stick my little shoebox recorder, which they call a little shoebox. It was a little, for those of you under 50, it was a tape cassette recorder that was about like this. And you would stick it up to the TV, and like I would stack books up to get it to the speaker of the TV.
Yep.
Plus record and play, and record those shows. And I would listen to them all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you were anybody under 50, then it would be like called a jam box.
Fair.
Well,
also,
not the shoebox recorder. I mean, it was a little
no.
flat thing. It was like this tall,
Yeah, it
and
was
like this
thin.
long,
Yeah.
and this wide.
Yeah, it had a cassette.
Yeah.
Had a little cassette,
cassette recorder.
thing.
But also, there's a very specific Gen X moment, and this is literally when we were of the age where all of these specials had moved from NBC to CBS, and there was a very special bumper that they put at the beginning of these shows. Yes. Bum. And it was
Special presentation.
Special presentation.
Oh my gosh, it was my favorite moment every time that came on.
You
with the
always knew
swirling
something.
special.
Yes,
You get the
good,
goosebumps.
Something
In
good
Rainbow,
was going to happen.
I was
You get
ready.
the goosebumps.
You were right there, man. You
Ready.
were locked in. You were so ready. It was great, and it was almost always a Rankin-Bass production.
Yep.
Do you guys remember? Well, let's go to the animation for a little bit because Frosty the Snowman.
Yeah.
That was the one that Jimmy Durante was the narrator.
Yes.
Yep.
And if you don't know who Jimmy Durante is,
Then
you're
you're
too young to watch
Yeah.
this. So
And you're dumb.
piss off.
What?
Jog on.
No. We accept everyone.
Yeah, sure we do.
Yeah, I
But
If you're over 50, we accept everyone.
If you're under 50, you know what? Shh, turn us off.
maybe don't. Maybe don't.
All right.
But
so
whatever.
I don't know. We about to glow up to that Riz. Come on.
No cap.
G.
But they did. They sort of went back and forth between stop motion and traditional 2D animation, always outsourced to Japan. But Frosty was one of those ones where it was "Happy Birthday." Remember that?
Yep.
A lot.
Every time his hat
Yep.
came on,
Yep.
even though it was Christmas and not his actual birthday.
Well, because
Well, it's
he was
his
born.
birthday.
Well,
It's his birthday.
you're right. It was his birthday,
Yeah.
Micah.
So
Well
he
done,
was
you.
very self-centered.
Yeah. Are you saying Frosty was a narcissist?
Absolutely.
I think that's exactly what
Absolutely.
he's saying. Absolutely. Kind of law.
Like they did.
God.
I did an Ellicany, like an Allah. We go for a hike.
LA.
Did you go for a hike in Allah?
In LA.
But when I was doing my
Talk about an episode bleed-over. Sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry, we just
gotta
did
have a
Letterkenny.
taco and then go for a hike on Allah.
LA.
Get a taco while we're on a
But there were
hike.
ones that I honestly didn't remember until I saw the titles again, like Cricket on the Hearth. Do you guys
Yep.
remember that one?
I do.
I don't.
What about the first Christmas? The story of the first Christmas Snow. Do you remember that
Yep.
one?
Yeah.
That one was a LSD fueled trip. It was so weird.
It's like they sent the script to Japan with some LSD.
Yeah, take this first and then animate
then
to
animate
it.
it, yeah.
It
Two
was
separate
so
packages.
it was
Yeah.
so weird. I actually do not remember Nestor the Long-Eared Christmas
I
Donkey.
No
I
idea
totally
what that
remember
is.
that.
Do
I
you
totally-
actually remember
Yep.
that one?
I do. Yep.
Jeez.
Everyone
So, like-
it was a riff on Rudolph. Everyone made fun of Rudolph for his red nose.
Yeah.
So much they shamed him so much he actually covered it with the coal. Remember that? Mm-hmm.
I do.
But
I
the
do.
same thing with Nestor. They shamed him about his really long ears.
His ears. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, that makes
Yep.
sense.
Yep.
I do not remember Pinocchio's Christmas. Do you remember that one?
No, I don't remember
No.
that.
That was 1980.
I don't remember that.
So
one.
I was probably no, because in 1980
Well,
I was
10.
13.
I was 10. In
Yeah, so
1980.
I still should have been like into it, but I don't remember it.
I was 5.
Definitely. God,
I was.
recently out of the womb.
Micah was just out of diapers when they came out.
I absolutely do not remember the Leprechaun's Christmas Gold. I have no idea what that one
I'm
was.
sure that was a sequel to the Leprechaun
Yeah.
movies.
And then they don't. It definitely was not.
It was the
And
prequel.
then
That's what it is.
it was the prequel. And then the last one they ever
Snoogans.
did that was stop motion was called The Life and Adventures of Santa Claus, which I also do not remember.
Well, they did one called Santa Baby. Do you remember that?
No.
Yeah. So Warner Brothers acquired them right after Santa Baby. So apparently they were around for a while, till the late 80s, right?
1985.
1985 was their last one.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah.
I was 10.
You're not helping at all.
I'm helping a lot.
I was 15 and I discovered girls.
Yeah. That maybe
Yeah.
that was the problem.
I was
You
10
had
and I was
discovered
not
girls.
supposed
Yeah.
to be discovering girls.
That's true. Not at 10. Yeah.
No, not at 10. That's just
At
weird.
11, however.
Yeah, I was gonna say. Although we did grow up pretty fast in the 80s. So.
True story.
I'm enjoying that immensely.
That
is
is
crazy
really
good.
It's
good.
pretty damn good.
I saw that and I was like, and I read the story about it. I was like, Distilled since 1946, legal since 2001. Heck yeah.
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 Let's get on this.
Let's get on that.
We don't make it in the bathtub
Figured
anymore.
In the prison toilet.
Toilet.
Why is there poop on the side of the toilet?
Oh, gross.
Going
You're
back.
so gross.
I guess this is the Letterkenny episode part 2.
Yep.
I was trying to talk about holiday
Rankin-Bass
specials.
Letterkenny.
Trying to talk about holiday.
We should do that.
So, do you
A
guys
mashup.
have what's that?
A mashup of Letterkenny and Rankin-Bass.
Fair enough.
Could you imagine if they did a stop
Toilet.
motion of Letterkenny?
Oh my
If
gosh,
Rankin-Bass did a stop motion of Letterkenny.
Well, I
It could
kind of
compete
wish
with the Aliens movie.
I kind of wish that Jerry Kiso and company had done something
Liso.
like that.
just kidding. I'm kidding.
Jackass. You just cannot admit when you're wrong. Can you?
I was wrong. I'm ashamed to admit that I called him Liso the whole time.
You
I
should
don't know why.
not. You should own that shit.
That's right.
Own it.
Yeah. Own being wrong, I
Yes.
guess is the thing.
Okay.
I mean, if you're so far wrong, you just have to like.
I'll just be more adamant about it.
You have to lean it. Yes.
Yeah.
Well,
You have to
that's
lean
that's the
into it.
current political
At least I
climate.
didn't call him Jared Leto.
I totally did. I totally did.
Tron is coming. All right. Sorry.
By the way, I'll save it for a Nerdherfers. A Nerd News episode.
I was going to say Nerdherfers is this program, so you
Okay.
can just say it.
Yeah, you can totally talk.
Tron 3's coming.
Oh my gosh, Aries. Oh my god.
Yep.
Oh my god.
All right.
Check it out.
I'll save it for a Nerd News. Yeah.
All right.
What was your favorite Rankin-Bass production of all time?
The one with Heat Miser and Cold Miser.
Year Without a Santa Claus.
Year Without Santa Claus.
I have.
Is that the one? What's the one with Baby New Year's? Is that Year Without a Santa Claus?
No, that was I think that was Rudolph Shiny New Year.
Because there's a running theme between these, right? Rudolph made fun of him because of his red nose. Nestor made fun of him because of his long ears. Baby New Year's made fun of him because of his big ears.
Yeah, but
He
interesting.
wore that top hat. And he'd
Yeah,
take it
yeah,
off,
yeah.
and everybody make fun of him when his ears would
So
pop
that
out.
was Rudolph Shiny New Year.
Okay.
All right.
Interesting
So I
com-
never saw that one you guys are talking about.
Yeah, you need to watch
Year
it.
Without a Santa Claus?
So go to
Snow Miser, Heat Miser?
No.
go to Amazon Prime.
Okay.
They're all on Amazon Prime. Some of them are free. Some you have to pay. They actually have the entire collection you can buy.
All right.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'll
So when
buy
we
it,
talk about
but-
Snow Miser, Heat Miser,
Worth it.
you don't know what we're talking about?
No, I'm just laughing gratuitously.
Oh my God, dude.
I'm Mr. Heat Miser.
And
Well,
I want to be a
Mr.
part of
Sun-
this, but I'm like, I'm too young.
It was the best, man. It was like that literally that musical number. So in Year Without a Santa Claus, there is a sort of a continental divide. And on one side you have, so there are two brothers, and one is Snow Miser. I'm Mr.
Snow Miser.
Well, no,
Cold Miser.
no, it was Snow Miser.
Freeze Miser.
But
Pick a miser.
Ice Miser.
Pick a miser.
will you stop for like 2 seconds? Anyway, there was actually years later a group called the Helsinki Six or something like that that
Oh
did,
yeah, totally.
did a cover of that song, and it was fantastic. But anyway, Snow Miser did a whole number about how he likes it to be cold, and then
Hold on.
his brother Heat Miser
Yeah.
did a whole thing about he likes it to be warm and
I'm Mr.
above
101.
50 degrees. Yeah,
Yep.
and so yeah, it was a whole thing. Anyway, it was a thing. Anyway,
What was the one that was the origin of Santa Claus? Like when he was a young guy, and he would
Santa Claus is coming to town.
and he would make
Or
the
Santa
presents.
Claus the
too.
movie.
No,
No,
we're talking Rankin-Bass. That's a
Get
totally
off.
different thing.
Sorry.
no, it was Santa Claus coming to town, where he was a young Kris Kringle.
He was a
young guy.
he was like a postman, or he was like a mail delivery guy or something.
Yeah.
yeah.
And that was when he had to his nemesis was Burgermeister Meisterburger,
That's right. Yep.
Well, I'd eat that.
and he was like
would.
he was this vaguely German
Yeah.
guy
Burgermeister.
who hated like
burgers.
holidays and hated enjoyment and toys and whatever.
Yeah, the kids couldn't have toys.
They couldn't have toys.
They were outlawed.
They
And
were.
that-
They were
Santa Claus
outlawed.
was an outlaw because he was bringing kids.
He
to
was
the
bringing
toys,
kids toys,
and they were
yeah.
banned in that little village.
No cheese.
No cheese.
All right.
No toys. No robots. No nothing.
I Love. That's Micah's commentary on the whole thing. Now the one I do remember the Little Drummer Boy. Do you remember that one? And it is of course the whole story of the birth of Jesus, right? It's like that whole. So one of the things that Rankin-Bass did was occasionally they would just veer into the religious.
Yep.
And so they would do like the Little Drummer Boy. And it was not about Santa Claus or any of that, but it was about, the reason for the season kind of thing.
Well, I saw an interesting thing the other day. It was about how Coca-Cola created Santa Claus.
No.
It was very interesting.
What? No, they did not.
It was very interesting. So
it's a German pagan myth.
Shh, hold on. Let me listen. I mean, let me talk.
Okay, I'll let you listen.
Now let me listen. Hold on.
I will let you listen. And Larry will continue to talk.
I don't know if it's true. It was on the internet, so I don't know if it's true.
Of course it's true. Everything on the internet is true.
It was talking about basically how Coca-Cola, like they noticed that their sales didn't fell off in the winter. So they created this, and they did an amalgam of different characters like Kris Kringle, Saint Nicholas, and they created this Santa Claus character out of that. And like the original Kris Kringle myth. Thank you, Clyde Mace. The original Kris Kringle myth was like Kris Kringle was like a guy who came in and like stole things, right? He was a thief.
What a shit.
Yeah,
that was Krampus.
Oh no! Krampus stole children.
Yeah.
Krampus
stole things.
Krampus ended lives.
But anyway, I'll research it and I'll get into it. And we'll do nerd news on it or something.
Word.
But anyway, it was it was pretty cool to watch. If it's true, it was kind of amazing to watch how, capitalism took over Christmas. Basically.
Yeah. No,
how they
Coca-Cola does not get credit for Santa Claus.
Yeah. F Coca.
Cola.
Well, I wasn't going to actually finish it because, I could be talking about it.
So here's one that I don't remember.
That soda. Beep. That soda, eh?
That's soda.
Soda.
That pop.
Soda pop.
Pop.
You have to be from where I am.
So I'm going to ask you because he won't know.
Oh.
Do you remember Rudolph and Frosty's Christmas in July?
Yes.
Wait, no, you do
Yes.
not. You do not.
That was later in
do.
the 80s. He was over 5. He
Thank
remembers
you.
it.
Yes, I have memories past 85.
First of all, that was in 1979.
I mean,
Oh, dang it.
Yeah, so piss off both
Before
of
you were born.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh,
exactly.
no. I was 4. I had memories.
Yeah.
Oh, my God. Another one I don't remember is The Little Drummer Boy Book 2. Because where do you go with that story?
So many questions on that.
So many questions.
Wait, there was only one, and it was called Book 2?
No, there were 2.
There were 2.
And
There
I'm
was
the drunk one.
Yeah, right. There was The Little Drummer Boy. And then a couple years later, they did The Little Drummer Boy Book 2. And I'm like, it's not like Die Hard.
Yeah.
Because, okay, I could see that going on. But The Little Drummer Boy, that fable is cut and dried. So where did you go in Book 2? Like, are we seeing like what The Little Drummer Boy's career was after he, first of all, banged a drum in front of an infant? Like, what was that?
I don't know.
What was that?
I don't know.
Seriously, like, you know what this brand new family needs? A drum solo. That's what they need.
By the way, I'm sorry. I'm going to do a total, go back to the whiskey. I didn't do the mash bill for the whiskey.
Oh,
You have it?
78%.
Because I never do.
78% corn, 12% rye, 10% barley.
I'm so impressed with you guys. You always come with the actual percentages. Every single whiskey I bring to the show doesn't have anything disclosed.
that's not true. That's not true.
You know what impressed me more?
You've done mash bills before, Mike.
I've done them before, but
You know what
lately-
really impressed me, Micah?
Yeah.
Talk about the second third of the cigar.
Oh, you lead-ins. Awesome.
You just it's like a softball pit. You just throw it up.
You know what? This is what I appreciate about you.
Is that what you appreciate about me?
You know that makes you Katie in this scenario, right?
Rankin letter.
I would totally be Katie.
Yeah, that's
what?
the impression I got.
I might.
Next episode, I'm wearing a miniskirt.
Oh, and a halter top.
Don't tease me.
Well, you want to see all this.
A
This has
little
gone
bit.
so off the rails.
Second episodes for the win.
People don't watch the second episodes for our actual content.
That's right.
Maybe not. Not after tonight, anyway.
It's like people know that every other week it's going to be a really good episode. All right, second, third. What do we got, boys?
Well,
Ferda.
I've got...
Ferda.
I'm sorry.
Will Snipe Sellies, boys. What do we got, second, third?
Oh, my God. I think we're having a sleepover at Brent's tonight. That's what I think.
Oh, Burger King in my future.
You're going to have to order from Uber Eats at this point,
Yeah,
buddy.
right.
Woo. All right, so... A lot of depth.
Ooh, there's the chocolate.
Yeah.
Yeah, deep chocolate.
Yep.
Chocolate, hay, and some sort of dried fruit.
Yep. German chocolate pie
Oh, yeah.
or German chocolate cake
If we had some
No,
sort of
it's German chocolate pie.
pie because it's got that creamy mouthfeel.
It's very creamy.
Yeah.
It's very good.
Oh my gosh.
Ugh.
I noticed something. If you go back and you start looking at all the episodes, we tend to stick to very dark cigars.
We
every,
do.
Every once in a while we have a light one.
You know
but
what?
Most
I'm
of the time,
happy
I don't
about
bring
this.
yeah.
I'm happy
I would
about
never
this.
bring a dark. I would never bring a light cigar to this show.
Why you got to be racist?
You know what?
No, it's true. This is where my happy place is.
Okay, Mike, I have to tell you, thank you for bringing this because I have literally stayed away from Diesel because I thought it was one of those like lowbrow cigar brands.
Really?
Yeah,
Yeah, I
this
did
is
too. I
really
did
good.
too.
But this is really good.
No, it's very good.
I always thought it was a watch.
You thought Diesel was a watch?
Yes.
I think
It's
they
a
are
licensed brand.
I think they are a watch brand.
You know, I really want to smoke a Rolex cigar at some point, or a
I'm sorry.
Breitling. A Breitling
That would be
cigar.
a $30 cigar.
I
just-
want a good Timex cigar.
Yeah, agreed.
Oh, that would
Yeah.
be a $5 cigar.
Yeah, it would,
Oof.
but it would be very reliable.
I think
That's the word we're
Mike
looking
and Mike and I are about the same now.
Yeah,
He's a little bit
definitely.
ahead of me.
No, I think the band is deceiving.
I think Larry is the most disciplined smoker out of all of us.
Ooh,
That is the adjective I
Thank
was
you.
looking for.
Yeah.
thank you.
It's like you and Mike and I get a good cigar and we're just like puff, puff, puff,
Yeah.
puff, puff, puff. And Mike is like slow draw.
Yeah, I like to take my time, especially if it's a cigar I enjoy.
It comes
If
with
it's a cigar-
age.
If it's a cigar I don't enjoy, I just put it down. Hashtag Fat Bottom Betty.
Sting, double sting.
That was a virtual
on with the show.
slap across the face right there.
No, I got to tell you, cocoa, leather, hay. It is very prevalent through the whole.
Did you tell us all the tobacco that's in this I almost said guitar.
Who's not the active listener now?
I almost said guitar, but I meant cigar.
What is in this guitar?
What's in this
'Cause-
guitar?
What is in this guitar? Because I can't play it. Damn it!
I'm tasting a little bit of spruce.
It's a little bit of Hawaiian koa in
Yeah,
here. I
yeah.
feel like, yeah.
All right, all kidding aside.
No.
It is the it is the cocoa. It is the hay. It is the leather.
Is the koa.
cocoa pronounced? It is that dry. This is the thing I can't get on the
pronounced.
very back end of it. Is the dried fruit? I can't identify it. It is not cherry. It is not currant. It is.
Apricot.
But here where we are right now, I'm not feeling the
Yeah,
apricot.
I'm not either. I apricot earlier, apricot, whichever one not makes me the asshole.
Apricot. Apricot makes you not an asshole.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
No, I don't have any fruit on this now.
I don't really either.
Not on the back at all?
It's all hay, leather, earthy grass.
It's all the stuff I would expect from a dark cigar
Yeah.
that doesn't involve
Would you
fruit.
prefer
Oily.
that I don't bring so much dark?
No.
I would prefer that you bring more.
Yeah.
I would prefer that you have more of these that we could smoke after the show.
Well, okay,
you know what?
so
You know what?
you know
Deal.
this type of cigar. This is all in our wheelhouse, right? Like we all love this dark, Mexican San Andreas.
That makes me happy.
Connecticut Habano, Sumatra. We all love that kind of
Well,
stuff.
Connecticut broadleaf, I'm in
Connecticut
every
broadleaf,
single
yeah,
time.
sorry, I'm in
every
Connecticut
single
I got to
time.
tell you guys, when I saw the Connecticut broadleaf, I was like, oh my gosh, I'm just going to make everybody happy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And indeed you did.
Yeah.
So well done.
So
you.
every
seeing a
every once
CT
in a while, we'll bring one that's like not in our wheelhouse, and we'll try it. But
Yeah, I'm going to have to find something that actually is the color of, tan.
I'm getting a chocolate malted right now.
Ooh.
That's what I was looking
Malt.
for. It's the malted milk balls.
Yeah,
Whoppers.
like a Whoppers.
Whoppers. That's that. Yes.
Yeah.
Whoppers.
Yes. Whoppers.
Ovaltine.
You've gone too far.
You had to take
There's
it
a
too
line,
far.
and you've crossed it, Micah.
Bless.
Did you get out your Dakota ring? Drink more Ovaltine.
No. The line from Young
crummy
Frankenstein.
commercial?
Yeah.
Can I
Son
get
of a
you a
bitch.
glass of brandy, perhaps? No, thank you. Ovaltine. No, thank you.
Gentlemen,
Oh.
you know what?
Yeah.
Why don't we put some ice in this whiskey and see what it tastes like?
You
Okay.
know what? I'm on board with that. Time for an
We're
ice
going to
break.
take a break now. Let's go into time for a nice break.
I don't know which button it is.
Nerd alert!
That's not it.
That wasn't it.
No.
Well, close.
Apparently, I put some frog in there.
Yeah,
I got it.
That's the one. We'll be right back. So we're back from our ice break, and now we have ice in our Clyde Mays bourbon, and it's
Alabama style bourbon.
Alabama style, y'all.
Alabama. Greenbow, Alabama.
Greenbow, Alabama. Yes. Movie?
Forrest.
Gump.
Well, thank you.
Thank you.
You guys didn't get it. They got it. Whatever. Here we go.
Sorry.
Like it even better.
Yeah, there's the sweetness right there.
Even better.
That
You know-
78% corn's coming through.
I'm actually okay with it neat.
Yeah, it's good
Okay.
neat. It's good neat, but it's also good with ice.
Yeah. Very good with ice.
But I could drink it either way. Yeah, for sure.
I like this way. I like this way better. I like this way. I like ice in my bourbon. It's fine.
No, that's good, but it's definitely gets sweeter. The burn is completely gone
Oh,
for me
totally.
now, but the sweetness is the ice really brings out the sweetness. So
And I don't miss the burn, quite honestly.
yeah.
20 minutes later.
Final
awesome.
third. Here we go, boys. Let's go. Ferda.
Consistent. This is one of those cigars that has been unbelievably consistent in
Absolutely,
flavor.
absolutely.
Cocoa,
Yep.
hay,
Yep.
leather.
Yep.
All that fruitiness I was talking about before, gone.
I agree with everything you said.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm just totally, yeah.
Yeah.
It's a very consistent cigar, and that's what I look for in a cigar.
Yeah.
So I love this. Thank you, buddy.
At its price point, I'm very happy what happened.
Yeah. It's very good.
I hate to say this on a monetary basis, but when we smoke cigars and we have something at a certain price point, when it comes to something that maintains,
I swallowed that one.
That means Larry really likes it.
Price point, God damn it, what are you talking about?
Yeah. A little bit of cancer came up there.
That wasn't cancer. That was my righteous indignation at price point. Why are we talking about price point? We're all middle-aged men. We have jobs. Come on,
this
man.
is true, but when I drop something that is close to $20 a cigar, I'm very conscious about what I'm getting. I expect more from a cigar that price points me higher.
Well, I mean,
Hang on. Remind us. What's the price point on this cigar?
$17.
It's really good.
Yeah.
It's really freaking good.
I would smoke this again and happily pay that price.
It is
for that
really
cigar.
fracking
so
good.
here's what I would say. I don't think price point should be the only factor that you
Never.
Yeah.
Never. And
because you can find cigars under $10 that are amazing.
Totally.
Right.
Agreed.
Totally.
And then you can find cigars over $20 that just meh. You know?
I have not smoked.
So basically
A smoke?
I have not
I
a
am
smoked
not a smoked over.
I have not a smoked day. So what I would say is when you
Berta.
walk into a humidor, don't take price point into consideration.
Yeah.
You know, if it's a $30 cigar, that doesn't mean it's a great cigar.
No.
You know, if it's a $5 cigar, that doesn't mean it's a bad cigar.
I agree.
You know, you just try everything.
Same thing
and you
with
find out what you
whiskeys,
like.
by the way.
Yeah.
Same thing with whiskeys.
Absolutely.
I think it's really
Unless it's Rocktown.
poor Rocktown.
Whatever the price on Rocktown, no.
Don't. The answer's no. And no means no.
$1, no.
No.
Rocktown was not $1, and my wife gets increasingly more upset every time she listens to the show and hears us rip on Rocktown. She's like, I spent money on that. I feel so embarrassed. You're not
Okay.
embarrassed. You are providing.
Thanks, Val.
No, you should be a little
Val,
embarrassed.
You are providing comic value to this that
All
has
right.
lasted.
Fair.
Thank you,
episode
Val.
after hour.
Thank you, Val, for your intentions.
Yeah.
Yes, we appreciate that.
Which the road to hell is paved with. We all know this.
No, the road to hell is paved with a Rocktown.
Which is the same thing as good intentions,
Like if you want
I guess.
if you want a kayak to hell, the river's made of Rocktown.
Hang on. I wanted to throw back to... oh, my God. So funny.
Awesome.
I
made Brent Snook.
I'm sorry, I snorted.
No, do not apologize.
Many, many minutes later.
Yeah, we're almost 2 hours.
It's time to
time to
wrap that
call
up.
this.
Yeah, it's time
You
to
know
wrap
what?
it up.
I'm going to tell you something. My butt's not even hurting.
Figured it out.
He doesn't have to figure it out because his butt's not
Figure
even
it out.
hurting.
Figured it out.
Figure it out.
Figured it out.
Good heavens.
Figure it out.
So, hey, we've been talking about Christmas specials tonight. We've been talking about a Rankin-Bass. We moved on from that. Hey, if there's a Christmas special that we left out of the conversation, whether it was Rankin-Bass or not, that you enjoyed as a child or even as a young adult, let us hear from you. What was it? Let us know. Let us know what we missed out because we want to hear from you guys. Thank you so much for being a part of the conversation. We are the Nerdherfers. I am Larry Brantley. That is Micah Donahoe.
Live long and prosper.
That is Brent Williams.
Keep your Christmas sweater on.
And until then, we can only just say, happy holidays, you guys.
Happy holidays.
Happy holidays.
That's DAZE.
Faux shizzle.
Faux shizzle. Yeah. Here we go. We're going to see you guys soon. Love you. Good night.
This has been a production of Nerdherfers, copyright 2024, all rights reserved. No portion of this broadcast may be used without permission. Please visit nerdherfers.com for more information and full legal disclaimer, you nerd.